So also when speaking about baptism they say, baptism is a great thing, because if people receive it they will live. Philip the apostle said, Joseph the carpenter planted a garden because he needed wood for his trade. It was he who made the cross from the trees which he planted. His own offspring hung on that which he planted. His offspring was Jesus, and the planting was the cross. But the tree of life is in the middle of the garden. However, it is from the olive tree that we got the chrism, and from the chrism, the resurrection. This world is a corpse eater. All the things eaten in it themselves die also. Truth is a life eater. Therefore no one nourished by truth will die. It was from that place that Jesus came and brought food. To those who so desired, he gave life, that they might not die. God, garden. Man, garden. There are, and, of God the things which are in, I wish. This garden is the place where they will say to me, eat this or do not eat that, just as you wish. In the place where I will eat all things is the tree of knowledge. That one killed Adam, but here the tree of knowledge made man alive. The law was the tree. It has power to give the knowledge of good and evil. It neither removed him from evil, nor did it set him in the good, but it created death for those who ate of it. For when he said, eat this, do not eat that, it became the beginning of death. The chrism is superior to baptism, for it is from the word chrism that we have been called Christians, certainly not because of the word baptism, and it is because of the chrism that the Christ has his name. For the Father anointed the Son, and the Son anointed the apostles, and the apostles anointed us. He who has been anointed possesses everything. He possesses the resurrection, the light, the cross, the Holy Spirit. The Father gave him this in the bridal chamber. He merely accepted the gift. The Father was in the Son and the Son in the Father. This is a kingdom of heaven. The Lord said it well, some have entered the kingdom of heaven laughing, and they have come out, because, a Christian. And as soon as, went down into the water, he came, everything of this world, because he, a trifle, but, full of contempt for this, the kingdom of heaven, if he despises, and scorns it as a trifle, out laughing. So it is also with the bread and the cup and the oil, even though there is another one superior to these. The world came about through a mistake. For he who created it wanted to create it imperishable and immortal. He fell short of attaining his desire. For the world never was imperishable, nor, for that matter, was he who made the world. For things are not imperishable, but sons are. Nothing will be able to receive imperishability if it does not first become a son. But he who has not the ability to receive, how much more will he be unable to give? The cup of prayer contains wine and water, since it is appointed as the type of the blood for which thanks is given. And it is full of the Holy Spirit, and it belongs to the holy perfect man. When we drink this, we shall receive for ourselves the perfect man. The living water is a body. It is necessary that we put on the living man. Therefore, when he is about to go down into the water, he unclothes himself, in order that he may put on the living man. A horse hires a horse, a man begets man, a god brings forth a god. Compare the bridegroom and the bride. They have come from the no Jew has existed. And, from the Jews Christians, these are referred to as the chosen people of, and the true man and son of man and the seed of the son of man. This true race is renowned in the world, that the sons of the bridal chamber dwell. Whereas in this world the union is one of husband with wife, a case of strength complemented by weakness. In the eternal realm, the form of the union is different, although we refer to them by the same names. There are other names, however. They are superior to every other name that is named and are stronger than the strong. For where there is a show of strength, there those who excel in strength appear. These are not separate things, but both of them are this one single thing. This is the one which will not be able to rise above the heart of flesh. Is it not necessary for all those who possess everything to know themselves? Some indeed, if they do not know themselves, will not enjoy what they possess. But those who have come to know themselves will enjoy their possessions. Not only will they be unable to detain the perfect man, but they will not be able to see him, for if they see him, they will detain him. There is no other way for a person to acquire this quality except by putting on the perfect light and he too becoming perfect light. He who has put it on will enter. This is the perfect, that we become, before we leave. Whoever receives everything, hither, be able, that place, but will, the middle isn't perfect. Only Jesus knows the end of his person. The priest is completely holy, down to his very body. For if he has taken the bread, he will consecrate it. Or the cup or anything else that he gets, he will consecrate. Then how will he not consecrate the body also? By perfecting the water of baptism, Jesus emptied it of death. Thus we do go down into the water, but we do not go down into death, in order that we may not be poured out into the spirit of the world. When that spirit blows, it brings the winter. When the Holy Spirit breathes, the summer comes. He who has knowledge of the truth is a free man, but the free man does not sin, for he who sins is the slave of sin. John 8:34. Truth is the mother, knowledge the father. Those who think that sinning does not apply to them are called free by the world. Knowledge of the truth merely makes such people arrogant, which is what the words, "it makes them free" mean. It even gives them a sense of superiority over the whole world. But love builds up 1 Cor 8:1. In fact, he who is really free, through knowledge, is a slave, because of love for those who have not yet been able to attain to the freedom of knowledge. Knowledge makes them capable of becoming free. Love never calls something its own, it possess. It never says, "This is yours" or "This is mine," but all these are yours. Spiritual love is wine and fragrance. All those who anoint themselves with it take pleasure in it. While those who are anointed are present, those nearby also profit from the fragrance. If those anointed with ointment withdraw from them and leave, then those not anointed, who merely stand nearby, still remain in their bad odor. The Samaritan gave nothing but wine and oil to the wounded man. It is nothing other than the ointment. It healed the wounds, for love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Pages 4:8. The children a woman bears resemble the man who loves her. If her husband loves her, then they resemble her husband. If it is an adulterer, then they resemble the adulterer. Frequently, if a woman sleeps with her husband out of necessity, while her heart is with the adulterer with whom she usually has intercourse, the child she will bear is born resembling the adulterer. Now you who live together with the Son of God, love not the world, but love the Lord, in order that those you will bring forth may not resemble the world, but may resemble the Lord. The human being has intercourse with the human being. The horse has intercourse with the horse, the ass with the ass. Members of a race usually have associated with those of like race. So spirit mingles with spirit, and thought consorts with thought, and light shares with light. If you are born a human being, it is the human being who will love you. If you become a spirit, it is the spirit which will be joined to you. If you become thought, it is thought which will mingle with you. If you become light, it is the light which will share with you. If you become one of those who belong above, it is those who belong above who will rest upon you. If you become horse or ass or bull or dog or sheep, or another of the animals which are outside or below, then neither human being nor spirit nor thought nor light will be able to love you. Neither those who belong above nor those who belong within will be able to rest in you, and you have no part in them. He who is a slave against his will be able to become free. He who has become free by favor of his master, and has sold himself into slavery, will no longer be able to be free. Farming in the world requires the cooperation of 4 essential elements. A harvest is gathered into the barn only as a result of the natural action of water, earth, wind and light. God's farming likewise has 4 elements: faith, hope, love, and knowledge.